Are you ready?
Get out of
Think
my
you ready?
house. Get out my
Well,
house.
I'm in my house.
You are
I'm in my house.
you're extremely close to me. I'll turn you down. There we go.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Wrasslin Room. My name is Laf, not famous, and I am here. Say your name, please.
Becky Lynch's extensions.
All right. That is her name for today. Um, to another episode. Thank you for listening or watching wherever you're consuming this content. You feel me? Of course, vote, like, love. I don't know where you listen to this, but wherever you listen to this, make sure to give us some positive feedback if you can, if you feel positively about this show, and if you just like hearing us talk about Triple H and Tony Khan and WWE and AEW and TNA and all that shit with the men and women grappling and slamming each other on the mat and shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff has happened in about a week. I have to what's it called when the newspaper has they have like they print something and they have to like go back on it.
A retraction?
Yeah, I have to do a retraction because I definitely didn't think Triple H still gave a damn about Evolution, but apparently he does, so that's great. Um, New superstars are coming in. AEW is trying to kill Adam Cole on live television. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, but
Thank
we're
you
gonna
for
talk about it all
reminding me
today.
about that.
Yeah, that too. Cause that's MVP's trying to act like Bobby Lashley has always been utilized, and that is just simply not true. He's gonna do a podcast soon, so I gotta see the most valuable podcast. If it's not called that, it should be called that. If it's not called the most valuable podcast, I may not listen to it. Not gonna lie, Montel. So I need you to do something like that, sir. Please, thank you. Um, but yeah,
We can
a lot of
start
stuff going on.
we can actually start with Dynamite since you mentioned the Kyle Fletcher Adam Cole spot. Apparently Kyle Fletcher received a lot of heat backstage after that. They was not happy with that shit because, like you said to me the other day, he could have paralyzed him had he hit that apron uh any harder or the like his whole back reached that shit.
If
Yeah,
he was
he
an
got
inch
chewed
closer,
out.
his head could have hit it, and that would have been worse.
His head kind
His
of did
head
hit it
bounced off.
because he like grabbed his head when he went down.
I think he sold it very well because
Okay.
when you watch it really slow, his arm hit like his head barely. It was if his head was any bigger, it probably would have fucked him up. That's how close it was. It's absolutely insane. But his arm hit the ground, so the sound you hear is his arm hitting the ground, and he just sold it very well. So shout out to Adam Cole for the sell. But Kyle Fletcher, that move was it's not even like a bad move. We all seen Kevin Owens do the move, and it's already a brutal move anyway. But it's like Cole has concussions, you know what I'm saying? He has I feel like he hasn't wrestled multiple years in AEW without injury ever, you know. So it's like doing a move like that, you gotta be like extremely precise with where you're at, you know what I'm saying? Because 1 inch closer and that could have been really bad for Adam Cole. Um, I don't know why they decided to do those type of moves on a regular Dynamite show. I don't know why you're not just waiting to a pay per view if you're gonna do a move like that. If you're going to do a move like that, I would expect two trained wrestlers to be like, let's make sure we're in the right place. Because Kyle Fletcher was clearly out of position, and like you can't be doing shit like that because that could have been worse. And that's like that could have been bad. You feel me? So
Kind of like
thank God
the
everything went. You know, so
spot
what?
with Ricky Saints and Ethan Page. Did you see that shit with the chair?
With the RKO spot thing,
He
it looked
like
like.
his fucking jaw connected with the leg of the chair. Surprised Ricky has
I thought
teeth.
yeah, that looked kind of crazy. That didn't look as brutal, but I definitely like winced a little bit when I saw it. But that one looked a little better. And Ethan Page does it. I feel like so far he's been doing a good job of like blurring the line of doing like even stuff he was doing with Javon where he was like breaking his jaw. You know what I'm saying? They do a very good job of like not putting the other superstar in danger. You know what I'm saying? It's just I feel like that's a big problem with AEW sometimes. I know we're having like a on social media wise, I think there's a big uptick in like AEW positivity, which is always good. You know what I'm saying? Double or Nothing was the best wrestling show I feel like I've seen in months from any company.
We still got
You
to
know,
stop holding people hostage though on Sundays, Tony. People have work the next day.
hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? And
Just
I feel
saying.
like there's a lot of positivity going on, and it was a top to bottom amazing show. You know what I'm saying? My only criticisms is like you just said, the show is, say it with me if you know it, too
Too
damn
damn
long.
long.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to watch the show, excuse me, going on for this long. You know what I'm saying? If you would have just, there was so much fat on that AEW card, you could have cut it. You could have absolutely cut half of this card, and it would have been amazing show. I cut it to 6 matches myself. I don't know where my phone is at, but I cut it to 6 matches myself, and I sent it to freaking Tyler, and I was like, "Yo, um, there's no reason to have all of these matches on the card when half of them they're not really built. They're really just there just to be there." And shows going on from 8, and your main event isn't starting until 11:47, and your main event is already going long. You don't need to have every show have 15, 16 matches. Now, on the opposite end, you don't need to have pay-per-views that are going 5 matches, 6 matches. You know what I'm saying? You need to find that medium. Nice little 7, 8. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to do all those matches for like a big show, like your All-Ins, like your, I guess, Grand Slams, I guess, that makes sense. A Dynasty shouldn't have been that damn long. You do freaking, what else they got?
They're talking. Did you hear about the
Rose
fucking
End and shit.
the damn 4-hour show that they finna put on?
Yeah, I think that's this Wednesday or the Wednesday after. Because something with like some other sports thing is like not,
That's
it's
scary.
either it's coming on or not, and they're doing a 4-hour Dynamite, and it's like, okay, and
That's
I think they're like filming Collision too. You
extremely.
know,
That's scary. Also, I know you guys just saw me make like the craziest shocked face ever. So I got a notification, or I got a text message actually from Chalkline, about merchandise that's going up for pre-orders. I clicked on it, and they have a Chelsea Green U.S. champion jacket and some shorts. Might cop the shorts, you know.
right?
But Zelina Vega is my United States champion. Don't ever get it twisted. Okay. But yeah, they
We
got
got
some nice stuff over there for pre-orders. If you guys want to head over there, we need to go ahead and talk to them about some links and stuff. I'm gonna write that down.
hey,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, man, it's just the Double or Nothing was definitely the best wrestling show that I've seen top to bottom in any company for the past few months, really. And Dynamite, I've been figuring out this entire time, didn't follow up with it. They
Mm-hmm.
had some really good moments, you know what I'm saying? Mercedes and Tony put on a very great
That
segment.
shit was so
That's the
gay.
story. that,
Love it.
that's such a freaking good story. And Tony Storm posted a picture on their Instagram, like they were at some house show. That was the last day Tony was in the company.
That was her last match, and she quit. She booked a flight, and she went home the next day.
That's gangster, you know what I'm saying? Like that I'm so happy Tony left because there was no need for her to be there after what Vince put her through, especially with I think her last story was with Charlotte, and they were doing the pie face gimmick.
Yeah.
Charlotte was just throwing pies at her face. They were just
Yep.
throwing pies at each other. And at that point, it's like, all right, bro. Tony had everything that you need, that a superstar would need to be at that high level, and Vince just didn't want to do it for some reason. So thank God that AEW was there, and thank God that she found this gimmick that is, to me, it's holding AEW up. If Tony Storm wasn't doing what she's doing right now, AEW would be in a really bad position. That's just the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a gimmick that no one really has right now. It seemingly came out of nowhere, you know, and she's made it into something that has really transcended AEW within itself. You know what I'm saying? She's becoming more and more mainstream because of how great this story is and how great this gimmick is. and now she's in there with Mercedes, and like they said in their segment, I would be so surprised if this match wasn't like a match of the year candidate, because you have two great wrestlers in there and you have a story. You know what I'm saying? Regarding if you want Mercedes to win, Tony to win, I hope both teams have fun, to be honest with you. I know Mercedes is going to win. If Tony ends up winning, that's also cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she really gets anything from it. But, you know, either way, I think it's going to be a great match. And they're really going to be one of those main matches on the All-In card that just supersedes everything else. You feel me? But that's just been the problem with Dynamite itself. It'll have a little good stuff in there, but we all know Tony Khan puts on great pay-per-views. That's why everyone was so confused about Dynasty and how that ended. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like weekly television right now isn't good. And the pay-per-views, they can be hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Money in the Bank's going to be a bad show. Am I hyped for it? Not really. I'm more so scared.
I'm glad you brought
Just
that
for
up because
like
I was
decisions
just
wise.
about to say something about Money in the Bank, actually. I didn't know Jacob's been around that long to where he competed in Money in the Bank last year. Not an actual like ladder match, but in a tag team match. That's crazy. I didn't realize he's been in the company
Oh
that
damn!
long. Like there's a playback that's available on WWE's YouTube channel, and it's him and Solo watching a match from last year, and he's in the match. I didn't realize he's been with us that long. That's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely
We're also
forgot
going to
that he was
talk
there
about
last year.
these TI graphics that WWE decided to pull out their behinds for Money in the Bank, and thought that none of us noticed that they didn't have
The Paper
graphics.
Planes album.
Yeah, that they didn't have any graphics ready, so they used some from last year and then decided to fix everything after we noticed it.
Money in the Bank has been the same graphics for like 5 years.
No. Remember last year we had Homeboy doing the gritty before they.
Isn't that the same thing? Tell some tap.
Yeah,
Hate that fucking song.
yeah,
No, I
but
like that song. I don't
but
like that.
that was specifically to Toronto. Now we have this TI inspired one, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm not recreating this. I don't feel like it. If I find the background blank by itself, maybe, but no.
I feel like they've been using that same graphic of like some like the freaking spy running around. They've been using that graphic for like 4 years.
No,
I
it
feel
was
like
just last year, sweetheart.
it's not my first time seeing it.
No, it's
Are you
it.
dead ass?
Yes, that was the theme for last year, and then they tried it for this year because they didn't have anything ready, and now they have everything ready.
Why do they not? Boy,
The logo has
but
always
yeah,
been
man,
the
it's
same,
just
but you know.
that must be it. I know something is just like extremely similar every year with the damn Money in the Bank show. I don't know why they just don't do that, but I don't know. Triple H said that he just like hates it now for some reason. He just said that recently that he doesn't like the Money in the Bank concept, whatever the fuck that means. I don't know if he means the pay per view or the concept
No, he
itself.
doesn't like he didn't say that. He said he doesn't like the prop of the briefcase. He doesn't have a problem with like the match itself, winning the contract. He doesn't like the idea of the superstar that wins it carrying around the briefcase. But you have to be ready at all times to cash in. So that's why they carry the
That's
briefcase.
fucking stupid. That's fucking dumb. Like what?
Yeah, but that's
It
what he
was
said. He doesn't like the concept
okay.
of the briefcase.
Okay. Oof. But yeah, I think a lot of people right now are like, oh yeah, AEW is better than WWE, and like, I do think they're doing a much better job of delivering on what fans want from a wrestling show, and I think Triple H needs to get his ass kicked by Tony Khan a lot more right now, because the shit that he's doing, Tony Khan is doing the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? And if you're comparing main events, you're going from Jey Uso and Logan Paul to Ospreay and Hangman. Two main events, two completely different stories, but it seemed like they were doing two different, like, I don't know how to explain it. watching Jay and Logan have their match, and then have that lead to the most nonsensical ass tag team match for Money in the Bank, and then you watch Hangman and Ospreay go out there and do what a wrestling show is supposed to do, and tell a story within the ring, and have it mean something for Hangman going on to possibly win the world championship. He's not, but possibly going to fight Mox at All In. You feel me? There's a difference in storytelling that's happening. There's a difference in reasoning that's happening. Um, there's a difference in the people who are being propped up, you know. And the world championship scenes on both shows are so weird now. They're so different. I understand why people say all this shit about the way TKO is taking this company. You got the celebrity YouTuber main event on the one show, but then you turn on the other show and you get to see a freaking classic between two wrestlers two top tier wrestlers in the Hangman and Ospreay. You know what I'm saying? All In felt more like a show for wrestling fans. Saturday night's main event, damn near WrestleMania 41 as well. WrestleMania fucking sucked.
I need you to say that again and say the right pay-per-view.
What?
You said All In.
Oh, Double or Nothing. I'm just thinking about. I'm so excited for All In. I keep saying that shit, but yeah,
we know why you're excited, sir.
I'm excited.
Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné are gonna touch each other in the ring. See, you just proved my point.
That's the sound I'm gonna be making like the entire match. I don't care how long it is. But yeah, it's just Double or Nothing felt like a wrestling show. Saturday night's main event felt like a parody of what a wrestling show should be. It felt like we're gonna put on this wrestling show for the celebrities and for the Netflix executives and for TKO, and it feels lifeless. It doesn't.
What?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Why'd you bring up Netflix?
What do you mean? Why bring up Netflix?
That main event was on NBC.
I know that, but I'm saying everything that WWE does recently, it seems like they're trying to play for the people who they're paying the big money to. So that means Peacock and Netflix and TKO and all of the people who they portray in the suits when they bring the cameras over. Oh, look at our Netflix team. Look at our guys here. Everything that they do right now, as far as TKO, it just feels like it's a ploy to play to someone who aren't wrestling fans. Triple H needs to be making wrestling shows that wrestling fans like. Fuck everybody else. If I'm being completely honest, fuck everybody else. But Triple H is trying to play to the celebrities and shit. TKO is trying to play to the celebrities and the athletes and shit like that. Tony Khan only has one target audience, and that's wrestling fans, whether they be sickos or regular people. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know how critical we've been about AEW on this platform, but at the same time, it's like we can't ignore what Tony Khan is doing right now. He is the AEW right now is the backbone that's needed in wrestling. You know, because if AEW wasn't there, this is all we wouldn't have anything else. We wouldn't have anything else to watch. We wouldn't have anything else to talk about. I don't want to talk about Jey Uso and Logan Paul. I don't give a fuck about that match. That match sucked. It just led to another nonsensical match at Money in the Bank, which is supposed to be this big show, this big monumental show. You have your two world champions in tag matches, or in a tag match, fighting each other for no reason. The fuck are John Cena and Jey Uso, both world champions, feuding over? And why are Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul there too? Like it feels like they're just. This feels like a crown jewel ass main event. That's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? But all Hangman and Ospreay had to go out there and do is kick each other's ass for however long that match was, win the Owen, and become number one contender for the world championship. Simple. So it's just I'm in a point right now where it's like Triple H needs to look in the mirror and figure out what the fuck. How long are you going to let Tony Khan do this shit to you? Because there's no amount of we're gonna put all of our shows on the same week of AEW. I don't really give a fuck about that. I saw people crying about that shit. I don't really give a fuck. It's they're competing at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck. But you can put every show around the AEW show all you want. You know what I'm saying? You could put 15 Saturday night main events around All In. If all of them suck and All In is still better, who won? You know? And when I go on social media, and for the first time since I've been watching wrestling, my entire timeline was just AEW, pro AEW stuff. I was like, fuck WWE night. I ain't never seen that shit. Not since the days of Vince. And that was the only thing we had. I ain't seen shit like that till the fucking canceled WWE Network hashtag went around after that one Rumble. Feel me? But yeah, it's just AEW is definitely in the lead right now, and hopefully Triple H sees that and he's like, he finally tightens the fuck up. Do I believe that he will? No, because I feel like he's already lost his touch, and I don't have any trust in him right now. Remember that gimmick when the story when all the wrestlers came in the ring and they voted no confidence? That's what I feel about Triple H right now. So, Tony Khan, I have about 75% confidence in him, not 100, because he's still goofy too. But I believe in Tony Khan and AEW a lot more than I believe in World Wrestling Entertainment at this current moment.
Well, I'm back.
Hey.
I'm trying to figure out why they have Saturday night's main event spaced out so far. Because the first one was in December, the second one was in January, and then the next one wasn't until May. That to me is kind of crazy. That's a very, very large odd gap, and then the next one isn't until July. The next Saturday night's main event is taking place the same night as All In. However, I don't think that they understand that everyone will be watching All In. Because we all have figured out that that is a non-canon show. There will be no title changes or anything on Saturday nights. It's just a glorified televised house show. As far as Evolution goes, and Evolution being the next day, we're not gonna get as much out of that as we're thinking we're gonna get out of it. Because it's on a Sunday. So
What do you mean?
it's they're probably gonna have like a one-off kind of, it's probably gonna be structured like a NXT pay-per-view, since those are usually on Sundays. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like, you mean like the matches, like the number of matches,
right? The number of matches,
fuck.
the timing of the time slots of the matches, and they're probably gonna do as many comebacks as they possibly can.
Well, I'm not mad at that. You know, I did see something. Excuse me. That there is a huge name being discussed. I don't know who the fucking huge name is. Apparently, it's not Mariah May.
I was just about to say that because I'm looking at that tweet that says it's not Mariah.
Yeah,
like actively looking.
Mariah May is en route to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. God save her, because I don't trust Triple H with her at all. But we'll see what happens. But she is on her way to WWE. But I don't know who the name could be. To be honest with you, you guys know who I want. But every time, I'm gonna say that every time, like, you know.
Okay.
Forever,
okay. You know okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Great American Bash is gonna be on that Saturday, the same night as All In. So it's gonna be that. Then it's gonna be Saturday night's main event. So is everything gonna be in the same building, or is everything gonna just be in Atlanta? Yeah. Nope. It's gonna be at Center Stage.
So.
No, it's gonna be at Center Stage. It's right here. So it's gonna be at Center. So it's y'all traffic is gonna be so nasty in Atlanta because Beyonce is gonna be there that Sunday, and y'all trying to have Evolution, and that's the Mercedes-Benz and State Farm Arena is not that far apart, y'all. So y'all better be where y'all need to be at least 10 a.m. Because if not, you're not moving. You're not moving. Wrestling fans and Beyonce fans in the same area, guys are fucked. I'm actually gonna look up her see if make sure she doesn't have a show that Saturday too, because then y'all are really fucked. But what I will say about Double or Nothing, I thoroughly enjoyed Double or Nothing. Mercedes and Jamie Hayter. She was. Can I be honest?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Jamie was whooping Mercedes ass up and down that ring. She had no choice but to roll her up and run
Gotta get out of there.
like
Yeah.
Michael Myers was chasing her after that bell said ding ding ding.
Gotta get out of there.
That match was really, really good. And another thing, Tony Khan, stop putting women matches as the first match on the fucking card. Don't piss me off. Especially when they go out there and they show you why they shouldn't be first. Motherfucker. But Mercedes probably had something to do that night because, she's the Beyonce of wrestling, apparently.
You know what it is.
No, I don't. And we're gonna keep it that way. I streamed a good amount of Double or Nothing. My shit crashed when I went to go upload something or record something mid-match. So that was unfortunate that they didn't get to see my reaction to the main event, but we as a whole, my community, we thoroughly enjoyed the show. Uh what's that scary lady named Debbie with Mox?
Marina Shafir.
She's scary. But what I will tell you is if you ever in your life put a lock in Willow's ear again and lock her on some steps to the ring, we're gonna have a fucking problem. I ain't gonna be scared no more. And I mean that. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't regret not watching Battleground. But the placements of certain matches made a lot of sense. It was very refreshing to watch an AEW pay-per-view and not have to see Chris Jericho. So please keep that up. And I'm so fucking
Fair point.
serious. And I think a lot of us were relieved at not having to see Dr. Zoidberg without his show. So I thoroughly appreciate that. Again, great job, everyone. You guys did amazing, and let's talk about Saturday night's main event while I'm here to scream. Also, that Willow Nightingale jacket that I want, $135.
You got that, bruh.
In pre-order. So you damn right I got it. I got until June 12th to order this motherfucker. Okay. Yep.
Got that for a fact.
I'm just waiting for them to announce her for whatchamacallit, WrestleCon, and then I'm gonna cry real tears. So I have looked up the dates for Atlanta for Beyonce. You guys are lucky on the 12th that she does not have a show. So everyone put your thumbs up. You guys are all set with that. But Sunday you are indeed fucked. She's taking the Saturday off to let you niggas breathe. Okay. Saturday night's main event this past Saturday. This was a wrestling filled weekend and I'm kind of happy I was home for it. Seth Rollins, come to the front, please. So the group that is still unnamed, they came out to Seth's song. I don't know if anybody else caught this. You can always go back and watch the show. Seth told Braun Breaker that the crowd was singing their song. Seth, that's your theme song. What do you mean they're singing our song?
Maybe that's gonna be their stable theme song. It shouldn't be, but maybe that's what he meant. I don't know. Saturday night's main event sucked. Like I don't, I was disassociated from like half of that shit. So like that's what I thought he meant. You feel me? I mean, I think he should change the theme song anyway because I don't think it really goes with him as a heel at this point. For the crowd
Somebody
to
else
sing,
said
oh,
that. Yeah,
like, you
somebody
know,
else. I saw somebody else say that Seth's song's too over and that they need to change it. I don't think that I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that the crowd still sings. There's a lot of heels that are still, over in the company. We can even look back on Roman Reigns and how everyone threw up their ones his entire reign, with him being a heel, everyone singing the Usos theme, while, they were heel and stuff like that. So I don't really uh see much of a reason to change it. Just keep changing the Tron every time his gear is a certain color. I really like that. Um, Punk and Sammy were matching. Wasn't expecting that. They had the Palestine flag on their gear. That was really, really nice touch. Send your message the way that you want to send it, because the company is silencing you every time you speak on social media. So you can't silence my clothes. You can't tell me to go change my gear. So them doing that was absolutely fucking perfect. That is a great way to send a message, and salutes to them for that. CM Punk, you're still a sack of shit. Big Bronson Reed has made his way back to me. I like that. I need that. Gotta have that. Now, the way that they tried to explain that shit on Monday was kind of crazy, because Paul was like,
oh,
"Yeah, you tried to kill him, but like it was a respect thing. So like now you with us."
you whip my ass, but nah. What do you mean nah? What do you mean? He ruptured that nigga spleen and shit, and 19
internal fucking
bodies.
bleeding, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
It was a great moment, and I understand what they tried to do. It's not egregious or nothing like that, but it definitely was like he just whooped your ass.
But
Like that was the last time we
think
saw him, damn near.
I also think that there was plans for Bronson Reed to be a part of the Bloodline storyline even after Survivor Series, but because his leg went, it was just wraps for that entire thing, so they had to figure out how to bring him back into Raw, since pretty much the transfer window was over. And with all fairness, they did need an extra big guy in that group, being that Braun is so small. But I do think that they should still call on Austin Theory. I do. He would fit. He would fit. Put him and Breaker in like a tag. They'll be the tag team of the group. Reed would be the big burly man. Paul and Seth are the mic, and then Seth is also the solo superstar. That to me, that would work, because everybody keeps saying it. Seth is building something similar to the thing that he hated, which is the bloodline. He's essentially becoming the one thing that he hated, which is another mirror being held up to Roman Reigns for whenever the fuck he makes his return. Hey, this is what you looked like for the last 5 fucking years. This right here. So as the group grows, that we're at a point where we just need one more person. That's how I see it. But I am glad that Bronson Reed is back. I've been waiting on that. He looked really good in that suit on Monday. I'm gonna give him his props. Props where props are due. Looked very, very good. He looks like a Men in Black, like he was about to take out the pen and hit you with the, type shit. I was very confused as to whose side he was on until Seth stepped in front of Braun. Because, like, you could take out CM Punk just to take out CM Punk. Hell, I want to take him out just to take him out because he be looking and stuff. But it made a lot of sense for him to have been on their side because of the relationship that he has with Heyman. I feel like everybody that's there has a certain type of relationship with Heyman. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Zelina
I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't think Triple H gives a fuck about Austin Theory. That's the funny thing. I think he's been burying Theory since like he came into play.
Well, Theory's also been turning face for a year and a half now, so it's time to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he gives a damn, and it's like I don't know if I would put Theory into a tag team after just leaving a tag team. Like,
okay,
A-Town Down Under thing is cool, you know, but obviously it's run its course, and it just seems like him and Grayson Waller are massively treading water. And Theory for me, I don't think Theory is irredeemable. It just feels like I don't think Vince. I don't think Triple H gives a fuck as much as Vince did. You know what I'm saying? Vince obviously thought this man was just the greatest thing ever, which he is not. But there's a lot of upside to Austin Theory, I think, if done the correct way. Because like him or not, he can wrestle. Like him or not, he's a very good wrestler. You know what I'm saying? So if Triple H could find a way to make that the most prominent thing, we'll be in a good spot. But right now, it's just like somehow the crowd still gives a damn about him, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of wrestlers that are on the roster, and Triple H somehow hasn't lost the crowd's like response on them yet.
That chant that he got during that match with Waller and Sheamus was extremely organic. It's how the crowd was feeling. You can tell that the WWE universe does not favor Grayson Waller at all, which means, you know, he is doing his job. But, you know, for them to start a random cheer like that in the middle of a match that he wasn't even in, you know, he's doing the things just like Karrion Kross is naturally getting over with the crowd with being the top fucking merch seller to the point where WWE is actually carrying his merchandise on the road now and is at every table no matter what show it is. Zelina Vega retains. You guys absolutely, and I'm gonna full screen myself for this one if you don't mind, my dear. Y'all can suck my dick, okay? As many motherfuckers who get in the ring and make botches, y'all only care when it's women. Y'all only give a fuck when it's women. She got caught up in a rope one time. She's never not performed the 619 and not been successful. She's always been successful until fucking Saturday. Suck my dick, hop off, get your life together because she's here. And it's the same people who were screaming push Zelina who have now jumped off the train now that she's being pushed and has a fucking title. Y'all are weird. Y'all are fucking weird and flip-flopping ass, fragile ass motherfuckers. I can't stand you fickle motherfuckers. I can't do it. And no, I'm not just going hard for Zelina because she followed me on Twitter. I go hard for Zelina Vega no matter the fuck what. I hate her fucking render in the goddamn game. Okay, I just had to go in and motherfucking change that shit. I don't play about my girl. Okay? Y'all pick and choose when to mention botches. And the only time you do give a fuck is when it's women. Y'all only care when it's Jade. Y'all only care when it's Zelina. Y'all only care when it's people who are being skyrocketed and y'all don't want them to be at the top. And it's fucking weird because at the end of the day, they're still going to be pushed. You getting online and talking shit is not going to stop their push. Stupid! But during the 619, she did bust Chelsea's entire fucking nose. Like, I guess she wrestles in the Air Forces. Y'all know them thick ass shoes. So one of those to the face at a crazy speed busted Chelsea whole shit up. Um, but yeah, y'all gonna get off of her, and I'm gonna make sure y'all get off of her, or I'm gonna start throwing stuff, and y'all don't want me to do that. It's not a pretty sight for me to be throwing shit. Okay. Okay. What you laughing at?
We'll start throwing stuff.
I am.
Only thing with that match is it. First of all, it was a here nigga damn ass match.
Because
For a
we were
fact.
complaining about there not being women on the card when there should have been women on the card.
But that's the thing.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Also, why is the U.S. title only being defended on Saturday night's main event?
And the match was 5 minutes.
I know I said that shit last week, but what the fuck are y'all doing? I get it. Red, white, and blue. Suck my dick. Put her on a PLE, bro. Put the titles. Put the mid-card titles on PLEs. Please. Y'all, we about to look at Lyra and Becky again? Why?
Triple H only cares about Becky Lynch and like the people who've just been there. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea is a great gimmick. Zelina Vega still to me is someone who doesn't do anything like she has everything that you need to be a successful wrestler, and she just very rarely gets the opportunity to do that. And now she's finally getting the opportunity. And part of the reason why I think it is too, because like one, her theme song sucks. All right, her theme song sounds like a remix of the SmackDown theme song, and that theme song ain't that good. But SmackDown themes that's separate. That's cool. Zelina sounds the exact same way. The crowd doesn't know when Zelina Vega comes the fuck out. You don't. Why are you looking like that?
The fuck Megan Thee Stallion do to you?
The theme song isn't good.
But that song wasn't even made for SmackDown. WWE just happened to license it.
Yeah, I wish they didn't license it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. To me, this is my thing. To me, wrestling shows should always start off with heavy metal theme songs. Now, I remember when the theme song first came out and everyone was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't think it was that deep. But I do understand, like, after sitting with the theme song for a while now and then realizing, all right, SmackDown's theme song doesn't get me hyped up to watch the show. And this isn't even about SmackDown for real. Travis Scott is worse.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even realize that 4x4 was still the theme song for Raw because they don't play it.
They do.
They play it when they're doing a drone shot. They don't play it after they come back from every commercial or when they're discussing what's going on like they do on SmackDown.
That's what I'm saying. Separately, I have no problem with the songs if I were to just listen to them. Even though I don't know what album that Megan song is on. I like the Travis Scott song.
Not on the album.
Oh, okay.
Just a single.
I like the Travis Scott song. I like some of the Travis Scott songs. But why is he near wrestling? Like I'm still trying to figure that out. what the fuck? You feel me? Why am I still having to deal with Travis Scott and songs that are good when you listen to them alone, but they shouldn't be in wrestling? I don't want to hear 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to hear turn my phone window. I don't want to hear that shit. But I want to hear something that gets everyone hyped up. That's part of the fucking problem with the show now. Half of the reason people really get. Well, I'm speaking for myself. When I was younger, when that show comes on, I know you hear it, you do the signature. You know what I'm saying? The fucking whatever they used to do. You know, whatever signature it was, whether it's the new one with Triple H. You know what I'm saying, or it was the old one. The whole world is watching like that one and shit. Best signature opening ever, by the way. Then a rock theme song would start, and then you go straight into the pyro, and then you show the fans, and then you start the show. Now you play some nut ass Megan Thee Stallion, some nut ass Travis Scott. You got the wrestlers coming in with the suitcases, drinking coffee. And I want to see that shit. There's barely pyro. half of the presentation before the first bell rings, you're already fucking up. It's bad enough that the first voice I hear is fucking Triple H. The first voice I hear and the last name I see is Triple H. He wants everyone to know that this is production. Okay, cool. The theme songs don't feel like wrestling theme songs. I don't feel like I'm about to watch wrestling. I feel like I'm about to rap or something. Like it doesn't feel like I'm supposed to get hyped up for this shit. Going back to
So
Zelina's theme song is too close to that shit. It sounds the same thing.
so well, Def Rebel already has a fucking lawsuit on them for stealing people's shit any fucking way. So yeah.
Oh,
But
great. Nice.
going back to what you were talking about with the opening, the then now forever, right?
Yeah.
They've had that for a while. The previous
Since
voice
40.
was Vince. So like
No, I'm talking about the one where it was like commentary when they're showing pictures and they're like, oh, it's
yeah,
like multiple people's voices.
yeah,
I
the
don't think
the the, the, the reels and stuff, but like Vince's
Vince's
voice
voice.
was no, his voice was still a part of the then now forever at the end of that was Vince.
I don't think that was Vince's voice.
I'm gonna
I
mute.
don't think I've ever heard Vince's voice on the signature.
I'm gonna
No,
mute the whatchamacallit, and I'm gonna go look for it right now.
yeah, I'm 99% sure that was there. I don't remember ever seeing for a long time. If you watch wrestling for a long time, but
If you smell,
I don't remember hearing or knowing Vince was like at the show for a long time. Vince popping up used to be like, oh shit. That's why people used to pop when you come because like, we never heard his name. We barely ever heard his voice. You know, and it's like again, I'm 99% sure that he was never part of the signature. I remember it was like commentary, and then it was like the wrestlers doing their quote on it, like "Rest in peace," and then it would be like it was like 5 wrestlers doing their quote, "You can't see me," and all this other shit, and then it would just go quiet, and then they'll show the wrestling entertainment or then now forever, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't get that because I think that the new signature didn't start till WrestleMania 40, the whole
well,
Avengers Endgame shit.
no, but that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one previous to that. But I just watched one of the signatures. This one is from 2010. Vince's face is in this shit 17 times.
That's
hold
what I'm
on,
saying.
hold on,
I'm
hold
cool
on,
with that.
hold on, Negro. Go ahead.
Oh, but nah, it's the presentation and the music about these wrestling shows is my biggest problem. You know what I'm saying? And everything has taken a downgrade. We don't get the cool do not try this at home things. We don't get the DVDs anymore. We
No,
don't get the cool theme
you
songs
only
to
get the
hype up
don't try
shows.
this at home in the fucking game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the theme songs to the shows suck. The signature is just Triple H talking to me for 30 seconds. It looks cool at 40, but after a while, it's like that. And now, even with the credits at the end of the show, Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. After I just watched a terrible 3-hour SmackDown, it doesn't appeal to people. You're not getting anyone hyped up to watch this fucking show.
Yeah, the then now forever together, the 2022 to 2023 one. That's Vince. I just listened to it.
What? Hold up.
Don't go play it.
It 22.
That just fucking told your black ass who it was. Um, but yeah, and I have on like noise cancellation HD ass fucking headphones that hold his fucking voice all the way through. But yeah, that is Vincent McMahon. Um, but yeah, I that wasn't the point of that. I just wanted to kind of make that into a talking point very quick. But we were talking about Saturday night's main event.
Which one did you now? Now I'm thinking, which one did you watch? Send me which one you watched.
The one that doesn't have the acknowledge me in it.
Year was it though?
It said 2022, 2023.
Now it's like sticking in my head. Now I got it.
because it's the W, and then it has like all the clips and stuff in it. The gong, the King of Kings, You Can't See Me, and then like in between there, like somewhere in 2013, they added the Acknowledge Me for Roman Reigns. But the Then Now Forever together, that's Vince's voice.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's pitched. That's
No, it's
Vince.
not.
Okay.
That's the dude they always picked. That we last night on stream we were listening to like this dude who was wilding about Triple H. That's their spokesperson who always talk with the deep voice to talk. That's not. That's what I'm saying. Vince's presence in the shows was never there. That's what I've been trying to portray for so long, or I've been trying to explain for so long. That's not his voice, and we never saw his face. Triple H is right in your face all the time.
I just told you that one of those signatures, his face was in that shit 11 times. I just told you that, and it still had the scratch logo on it. So, yeah.
But you're not understanding what I'm telling you.
No, I'm understanding what you're saying, but two things can be right at the same time.
But do you think there's a difference in the way they present Vince being the leader of the company and the way Triple H is? The way Triple H
is being forced and faced in our faces all the time because he's a former wrestler that is now running creative. Vince got in the ring because he felt like it whenever, he decided he wanted to be in a storyline. Triple H is being forced in our faces because he's a face that we know and that we're supposed to trust because he's been in our faces for so long. That's why. That's what I'm saying. But it's also an ego trip. We get that. We understand with the bust and the fucking statue and shit, and him being the only person to have a goddamn Hall of Fame commercial this year. Like, no, I 100% get what you're saying. But what I'm telling you is he that's why he's pushed in our faces. We were talking about Saturday night's main event. Just want you to know that.
I know. I was trying to get a point. I was trying to get a point because that the whole Zelina Vega thing threw me because like. Zelina's presentation is off, just like the presentation of the entire show. That's the point where I was trying to make. Everything has taken a complete downgrade, and now it's just a Triple H glaze fest for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what the reason is. I don't really care what reason it's for. The problem is that it's happening, and now that has overtaken content on the show. Now, since when did we ever get fucking credits to a show as if I'm just got done watching a damn Netflix series or something like that? For me personally, it takes me out of watching a wrestling show and it makes it seem like I'm watching a soap opera or some shit. That's what's been my presentation. That's my problem with the presentation this entire time.
But is that not what they told us? What the fuck this shit been?
That's part of the problem. That's the biggest part of the problem. That shouldn't even be said to us. And that goes back in the presentation. That goes back into them doing that nut-ass Unreal show. The reason why certain superstars can't get over is because you're presenting them wrong. The reason why people aren't getting hyped up for these shows to start is because you're presenting them wrong. A good song, a good theme song will hype everybody up. That's what gets you halfway to the dance. The reason why people aren't getting hyped up for this shit is because they're not picking this shit right. It's all fucked up.
Well, Metro Boomin offered to do everyone's theme, so yeah.
Oh, thank the Lord Jesus.
John Cena versus R-Truth. Why John make Lillian get in that damn ring and announce him through and through before Truth even came out?
She didn't do it right?
No, she was already in the ring but also, why was she in the ring? That wasn't even a fucking title match. She had no reason to be in that ring to begin with. But I guess that goes with his gimmick. Everyone has to just announce him in this certain way. But I didn't see the point in her announcing him before Truth came out like that.
That's his thing now. He makes all the announcers come in the ring and do the whole never seen 17 on that shit. No matter who it was, I thought he did that with everybody. That's why I learned it wasn't a title match, and I got really angry. Cause this whole time I thought it was a title match. And like, oh nah, they're just fighting the fight. What the fuck?
And then Truth did what he was supposed to do. He came out as Cena. That match was also 5 minutes, but technically 3. If you don't count the entrances. Then they gave us this weird ass backstage conversation between Jay and Cena, which kind of foreshadowed what happened at the end of the night. But being that Night of Champions is also coming up, I thought that they were gonna give us those two, like they're gonna probably do champion against champion there instead of doing it at Crown Jewel, because Crown Jewel is gonna be held in Australia this year, and Night of Champions is going to be the Saudi show this year. So I kind of figured that they were gonna that face off was supposed to be the two of them, but it also didn't make sense because of this. In 2023, August of 2023 to be exact, John Cena returned because of the writer's strike and the actor's strike in Hollywood. So we were stuck with John on SmackDown from August till November, right? Right? Sit here with me. I want everyone to just lock the fuck in, okay? He came the week after Jay walked out. And then we had the episode in between where Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt passed away. We had that tribute episode, remember? And then the next week, Cena opened the fucking show with Jimmy Uso, right? Everyone listening, is everyone with me, right? John Cena looked Jimiford Uso in his fucking eyes and said, I've been wanting to tell you this for a long time. The wrong Uso quit. Then you turn around in May of 2025 and has him call Jay a bitch. What sense does that fucking make? You just had him backing this man. Now, all of a sudden, because he tossed him out of the Rumble, all of a sudden, he a bitch? What sense does that make? Remember what you're putting on pen and paper and what you're putting out to your fucking audience, because that doesn't make any sense. So somewhere down the line, I figured those two were going to end up having a one-on-one match. But no, we get to the end of the fucking show and John decides that he wants to try and help Logan Paul win the fucking belt as a means of ruining wrestling. But guess the fuck what? Cody, Jermaine, fucking Rhodes said no, and now we have a fucking ass tag team match where neither one of our goddamn champions are defending their belts at Money in the Bank next weekend.
John Cena may be the greatest heel of all time. I ain't heard you yell like that in a very long time. John Cena got a reaction out of you that I ain't hearing in a very long time. But yeah, this is just WWE forgetting what they wrote down. That Uso segment didn't make much sense to me when I heard it the first time. I was confused about that when he said it to Jimmy the first. I was like, what the fuck? Why did he want to say that to him so long?
First of all, why the fuck would you want to say that to him when the nigga quit last week? I've been wanting to say this to you for a long time. The wrong Uso quit. He quit last week, bitch. What the fuck were you saying to him? Jay was gone for 2 goddamn weeks.
What happened? What happened with Cena and the Usos a long time ago? I barely saw them.
Where there's a bunch of them there's a bunch of videos, footage of them having matches together, being a fucking trio.
So Cena just hated them the entire time. Cena just fucking hated them. That's funny. I
have
really
written
hope
in big.
I
I
don't have to
have
watch
written
that
in big
shit.
letters. Fuck John Cena right here.
Well, I resent that. So, but I don't want to see heel John Cena versus current day Jey Uso in a match. I don't want to watch those promos. That shit would be ass. I don't want to see that.
They wouldn't even be cutting those promos face to face. They would be doing them on their perspective shows.
Well, I really don't want to see that then. That may be even worse because Cena talks too slow and Jey,
Can't stay still to save his fucking
no.
life. No.
Gunther was feeding him lines on Monday. Jey forgot. He should have did what his cousin did and put some shit on his wrist. Because he definitely forgot that promo. And Gunther was like, yo. Because once he started pacing the shit, I was like, oh, he forgot what the fuck he wanted to say. And but now, fuck. It's frustrating because, like, bro, it's funny. If you watch the WWE YouTube channel and any segment they do on any segment they put on there, the comment section usually is very optimistic. It don't matter what it is. You know when something was bad when the YouTube comment section says this shit was bad. The last time I saw the comment section that mad is when Rock took Cody's spot. That was the last time I saw the comment section mad, and then that just led to a whole thing. That Jay promo on Raw was trash. It was trash. And the comment sections said the exact same thing, and I felt I felt weird in a way because I'm like, first of all, I don't think we need to see Jay and Gunther talk to each other at all anymore. Because even I think at times Gunther's promo skills are just like I don't think they're bad at all. I just think he gets a little repetitive from time to time. So when you combine that with Jay forgetting his lines and all that shit,
I never want to hear Gunther talk. So
that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? He's not the greatest promo guy. I
that
think
was
he has
that
delivered
was the
some really
point
good
of
ones.
him having Imperium. Where the fuck is Ludwig Kaiser? Be the mic, please.
Very good question. I don't know where the fuck he is, but I have more reason to be critical of Jay like I always was before because he's world champion. So now you can't even people can't even use the excuse of like, oh, he's just learning. No, you're the world heavyweight champion now, nigga. Now you get extra criticism because you're supposed to be the top. And when I kept telling people all the yeet stuff, he gets tired halfway through the entrance, and when it's time for him to talk, he's out of breath. And you combine that with the fact that he can't talk that. That's what I'm saying. He's supposed to be the world heavyweight champion. What the fuck am I supposed to believe? But the Uso that can talk, that doesn't get exhausted, and to me, it gets a more genuine reaction. It's not just off of a catchphrase. Jimmy can do everything better than Jay. Everything. And he's just treading water on SmackDown. And that's been my point this entire time. But every time I say it, I'm the hater. No, I'm not the fucking hater. I'm right.
No, you're a Jimmy Uso fan. That's what the fuck that is.
Even if I wasn't a Jimmy Uso fan, I'm still right.
You didn't get what I was saying.
You said what?
You didn't get what I was saying. You saying that is the same exact thing that the Jimmy Uso fans say on Twitter every fucking week.
Well, yeah, it's just that's part, and again, that goes back to what I was saying before about presentation. You do all of this stuff. All of this stuff falls into one thing. It goes all into the entrance, and then we got to run the entrance back, and then he gets tired, and then it's time to cut a promo. And he can't do it because he's tired and he doesn't know what he wants to say. He's supposed to be world champion, so he doesn't get that level of, oh, it's okay, Jay, just work on it. You don't get that. Because Triple H is trying to tell me that you're the greatest thing ever. You tapped out Gunther at WrestleMania in the most nonsensical finish I've seen in a long time. So I'm supposed to believe you're fucking Samoa Joe or some shit. You're Kurt Angle. You're the Samoan submission machine. What Triple H is trying to tell me? I'm gonna tap Gunther out again. No, why would you do that? It's bad enough you made him tap out the first time. You're not presenting these superstars right. You're not. You built Jay's entire presentation on an entrance. So when the entrance is over, he don't got much else. Anywhere else. Fuck the mic. You know?
Well, the person that was the mic is on a different brand, so.
And that's why we shouldn't have even went this route of giving one a push. If you're not gonna give both a push, then what the fuck are you doing? Especially when one is better than the other. This is like if they saw how much reaction Jeff was getting and still gave Matt the push when Jeff was more popular. But it's like if Jeff wasn't ready. You know, if Matt clearly was better, but Jeff just wasn't ready. And I feel like they do this all the time with the brothers. They'll have them as a tag team, and then they'll do the tag team split up, and they'll do the brother versus brother match,
Well,
and then you'll get to see which one is better.
I also feel like the twins were entirely too fucking vocal about wanting to go against one another. I feel like had they not did that interview pre Money in the Bank 2023, we wouldn't be in this position. Because they did that interview. They said they wanted to do that match before they retired, right? They said they wanted that to be their last match. But somehow, somebody heard, yo, let's do this shit next year at WrestleMania 40. No. Because then y'all had to add that to the Bloodline story. And then it was still too much because y'all pulled Jimmy back into Roman when he was the one that left first. Mm-hmm. Jay got this rocket push that we all see now because him and Cody won some tag titles and went and got drunk. That's how we got here. No shade. Still love my boy. But that's how we got here. When what you would say the more talented, quote unquote, is essentially not a floater. He's still comedic relief.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
It's like
now, Jimmy, I'm not saying go ahead and get drunk and do a press conference. I'm not telling you to do that at all.
Please don't do that.
But what I'm saying is start walking back there and knock your shit over. You and your wife. Because if she fucking loses tonight, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, Naomi, Naomi has to win a lot really, really quickly. And I don't know if I feel confident. Well, I don't feel confident in Triple H. I said it earlier. But it's man. Tonight's gonna tell me a lot. I will say that. Tonight's gonna tell me a lot. I don't want to watch SmackDown. I don't think anyone ever wants to watch SmackDown ever.
Oh yeah, but, we're not going back to 2 hours either. So
yeah, just fuck me, just fuck what I've been talking about. Fuck that shit. Just
USA Network say we like this time slot. We like the amount of views that's coming in on Fridays. So yeah, we gonna keep y'all at 3 hours. Oh, we were talking about Saturday night's main event. Damian and Drew was lackluster. There was no blood. But then again, this is primetime television on a Saturday. Also, y'all gotta stop letting old man on commentary because he was not fucking with none of that shit on Saturday. He didn't appreciate the fact that Priest didn't climb up the cage to get out. He was not liking the fact that he walked through that door. So
well, I think we need more people like Jesse Ventura having a vocal voice in like current wrestling.
He talked over the fucking introduction of the match, babe.
I know. I think we need, because he holds he's one of the people that like still is like, all right, this shit is fucking dumb. This new era shit is fucking dumb, and he just says it. And I think we need people like that in there because anybody else would have just, and obviously he needs to get his cueing together, like when he talks and when he doesn't talk. Um, but he was for me what was a breath of fresh air because it's like he doesn't like do the whole yeah, this is a great show Triple H. He doesn't sound like a Triple H robot. He sounds like he's
So
from the time where
more
wrestling
old
somewhat made sense.
senile niggas on the mic is what you're saying. I don't have a
See
problem
now,
with
no,
Jesse Ventura. I don't. I just think that they should have cut his fucking mic while Lillian was introducing the match. That's it.
that's fair. That is very fair.
Because it forced
See now,
Pat.
no,
It forced Pat and Cole to talk with him when they knew it was time to be quiet.
yeah, he was just talking shit. And I found it funny because, like, again, we don't take the Saturday night shows serious. You know what I'm saying? But there's definitely cues where like you should like not talk. You know, I think they did that. It was WrestleMania. I think it was when Punk came out, and they were like talking over the music. And I hate when they do that. I hate when they do a live performance and the commentators talk over the music. That's not that's the point is for us to hear the music. They don't do live performances like that. I hate when they do that shit. So commentators talking when they shouldn't be talking is definitely something that needs to be worked on critically.
Mhm.
You feel me? But no, I just think that we need more people from back in the day in this new era of wrestling because, or at least have a a vocal presence um in what we see on week to week television because a lot of it is corny and we lie. And some of the old niggas, some not all of them, but some of them know what they're talking about. And Jesse Ventura, while his timing is off a lot of the time, knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I like the addition of him on the show.
Um, fuck John Cena. Um,
Damn.
Battlegrounds. Didn't really watch much of it because I was watching AEW, but I did see Trick Williams, Trick Willie Wonka, Trick Daddy If You Nasty, become the TNA World Champion, which is being said that he will be holding it till Slammiversary. Hopefully he holds it till Slammiversary because I would love to see him versus Mike Santana in person. I really would love to see that. JC Jane
Mhm.
pinned Stephanie Vaquer on NXT television. Everyone was shocked from the audience to Mike Rowe. And it is being said that Stephanie is being called up to Raw and Jordan Grace is going to SmackDown. Now, with Jordan Grace going to SmackDown, I need her and Bianca in the mat rolling around, beating each other up immediately.
Oh, doesn't Bianca come back tonight?
She does. They are in her hometown tonight. So we are going to be in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I need those two to put hands and feet on each other immediately. Also,
Mm-mm.
now that Bianca is back, for whatever ungodly reason, we are probably going to pick back up this big 3 storyline. Whatever. That, could have been concluded a long time ago. But injuries be happening and Triple H doesn't know how to move on and then make things video packages to refresh everyone's memory. Ethan Page is now the North American champion. It is also being said that Ricky Saints is being called up to the main roster. They have not said which brand he would be put on, but someone said, what if he is Punk's uh counterpart or his partner to help take down Seth? And I almost jumped out of my seat a little bit. You mentioned this earlier. Mariah May has been removed from the AEW roster page. Evolution has been announced. We talked about that earlier in the show. Worlds Collide will be broadcast on YouTube next Saturday ahead of Money in the Bank in Los Angeles, California. Yay. I want to look at the card for that. This is why I keep tabs open. Well, I don't understand the whole Callie Armstrong is your first women's Evolve champion.
Yes.
We love black women around here.
That match was fucking awesome. Callie Armstrong is the real deal. If
I've
you
had my
didn't
eyes
know,
on that woman forever. Since the first time she signed her fucking NIL, I was like, "Who is that?" And then they gave her name, and I said, "Yes."
her
I
arms
said,
do look strong. Mhm.
I said, "Yes, yes, 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 yes."
She do look arm strong.
So have you seen the card for Worlds Collide? Because the full card is on WWE.com.
I didn't see a damn thing.
Oh, okay. So Ethan Page will defend his North American Championship in a fatal 4-way match against Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and Loerdo. No? Did I say that right, kid? Loerdo?
I heard about him.
Yeah. So 2 luchadors and a black. That's gonna ruffle his feathers. You know how Ethan Page feels about people. Yeah.
Whoa. Why you do that on him like that?
I'm talking about his character, not him as a person. His character
His character just
his character is kind of racial. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nah. It's a crazy statement to
His
just say.
character is kind of racial. I'm not gonna
Nope.
lie to you.
I'm not letting you do that. Nope. Absolutely not.
Well, here's a tag team you might like. There's a lot of booty in it. Stephanie Vaquera teams up with Lola Vice.
What?
To battle these 2 women look extremely strong and scary. Dalise and Cheek Tormenta. I think I said that right. Yeah. Then Legado del Fantasma. They gonna pretend to like each other to go.
Here. That story is some ass, bruh. It sucks. SmackDown stories suck, man.
I'm sorry. I couldn't. Okay. Psycho Clown. Pagano. I'm gonna get these names right, and we're gonna come back next week and we're gonna revisit this. And then I don't want to say his name wrong, but he is a junior. This thing says Dr. Wagner, so we're gonna go with that part. Yeah. So that's what's out right now as far as the cards for World Collide. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Gable versus Bakango. So that was 4 matches already, and that is next Saturday on YouTube channel, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, in English and Espanol.
All right. That's cool.
Once again, Money in the Bank. Let's revisit this bullshit for right now before I start screaming and hollering again. As of right now, the men's Money in the Bank match has Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, and Penta. There is a match tonight with Jacob Fatu, Jacob Fatu, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade. Oh, God bless. The women's ladder match consists of, at this current moment, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, and then tonight we have a ladder match with Naomi, Nia Jax, and Jade Cargill. Again, provoked.
Is that the ladder match?
Huh? That's a qualifier for the ladder match.
Oh, you said it was a ladder match. I thought they were having a ladder match.
No, I said there's a qualifier tonight for the ladder match.
You just said ladder match. Wait.
Qualifying match for the ladder match, babe.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna start speaking slower for you because
You said ladder match.
Because Money in the Bank is a ladder match, babe.
Oh, you said ladder match tonight. That's why I was confused.
Then we have the tag team match that I was screaming about earlier. Last week on the podcast, I did mention that they said that Jimmy Uso and Travis Scott is supposed to be included in this fuck shit. Leave Jimmy out of this. I'm not fucking playing with y'all. Leave him out of this. Also, Solo, what do you want with Jimmy? Did you forget you tried to kill him last year? Because of you and them Tongans, he was out for 6 months. Stay away from him. But yeah, this right here, this some bullshit because Jay and Cena should both be defending their titles. Being that this is Cena's last pay-per-view in LA, a tag match just doesn't make any fucking sense to me, but here we are. And then he's teamed up with Logan Paul. Y'all can all kiss my ass. Becky Lynch, liar, bacteria, whatever. I'll start speaking. I'm be angry. Tonight's lineup for SmackDown, for whatever ungodly reason, Cody and Cena are having a face-to-face. Bianca returns tonight in her hometown. I told you guys about the 2 qualifying matches. That's the only thing that's on this page for right now. Tiffany, your time's up. Also, they said going through it for the rest of the summer, the SmackDown is going to be heavily based around the Wyatt Six. I'll believe it when I see it. Because who y'all after? Huh? What?
Yeah, they're fucking lying.
Okay.
They're lying.
You know? I do this every week. I click on the WWE Network fucking link and it still opens. But yeah.
I'll bleed their ass for a fucking second.
Hey man, that's what they said, man. That's what the people's is saying.
That's what it should have been for the entire time of them being there. The whole show should have been surrounded around them just fucking shit.
But a lot of people didn't even know they were fucking moved to SmackDown during the transfer window. So
because they don't communicate this shit. You would have thought they didn't work at the damn company anymore. The way we didn't hear shit about them, like you could have did a video package, something to explain their absence. You didn't do shit. They were just gone and then come back last week. That was cool. But now I can't expect people to be like, oh, like super hyped for it because you took them on TV for so long.
Well, they're saying that Alexa is going to be like the official 6th member. Oh, but I don't know how that's going to work with Nikki being Sister Abigail. So,
what about that Charlotte shit she's doing?
Maybe she's trying to get into Charlotte's head, or maybe that Charlotte might be the Wyatt's target. I just big brained you.
No, you did not. You just confused the shit out of me again. Because what the fuck would they have to do with Charlotte? Their whole thing is you turning on your family. Who the fuck did Charlotte turn on her family? Her dad back in 2016?
No, she act like she didn't know who the fuck Alexa was, to be honest. Alexa said, hey, yo, back at NXT, you helped me out with this. I don't recall that. Who you talk?
Oh, they kill her?
I don't think they're gonna kill her, but it might. It could possibly lead to something. She could be in a program with them, but it is what it is. We don't know.
I like that they have her in a non-title feud, kinda. That's a good start. Now, if we could just keep doing that with the other horsewomen that keeps getting championships, is probably going to beat Lyra at Money in the Bank for no damn reason. But you know, if they can't do both of them, one of them has to be a champion at all times. You know, the Triple H era. I just don't want SmackDown to be boring tonight, bro. That's all I ask. I just don't want the show to be boring. I need Melo to win the match because Jacob Fatu should not
be in a qualifying
match. I don't know why the U.S. champions.
They're doing it to potentially scare Solo. It all has to do with a storyline with Solo leading into SummerSlam. Trust and believe me, that's what that is. Because again, his entire fucking faction is just injured. We ain't seen Tongaloa since November. Tama Tonga all of a sudden just was fucking injured in April. Like, what's up? What happened to your stable? And I get it. Granted, they're in their 40s. They're old, but
What?
Why would you say that? I was
What?
trying to be serious and make.
What I do?
Why would you say that?
What? They're unstable. They were unstable
Yes.
before. Yeah. They were unstable the first time. That wasn't an injury thing.
Well, they're
That's just them
probably
being unstable.
gonna come back together as God.
Need to get the fuck out of WWE. That's what they need to do. Because at this point, they're treading water. There's so many people treading fucking water, bro, and it's just like
They've only been there a year. How do you figure they're treading water at this point?
I definitely would have had them as a more prominent figure on the roster before they got hurt. I felt like they spent too much time trying to establish them as like solos boys, and I know they put the belts on them and everything, but that title run is an extremely forgettable title run. I don't know anyone who's like, yo, remember when Tonga and Tama were tag team champions? No one said that.
No, but
Because it wasn't
I do
there.
hear a lot of people say, "Hey, remember when Jacob and Tama Tonga won the tag team titles, and then Jacob had to give up his belt to Tongaloa, who didn't
You know
earn it."
why? Because Jacob was there. And the reason why they were so scared to bring Jacob in the first place is because they thought he was going to overshadow everyone, which he has. He's overshadowed everyone.
Yeah,
The
because
only one he hasn't overshadowed,
that belt is supposed to be on Solo.
and even if Solo wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on the U.S. Championship, I'm going to get mad because Triple H lied to me again if they do some goofy shit like that. You can't keep telling me that this is a Money in the Bank contract shouldn't be cashed in on mid card belts. Period. I don't give a fuck.
Did you hear that
So if Solo
Biggie
wins that in the cash, what?
ran through the entire Money in the Bank like contract, and there's like certain clauses in there that you can like fuck with?
You mean?
So remember when he first like debuted, he was Big E Langston, right? And then like all of a sudden they just dropped the Langston off. When he won the
Yeah.
Money in the Bank contract, he said he sat down with his lawyer and they read it, and he could have gotten his name changed back when he cashed in if he so for like if he wanted to like put that forth, because he wanted the name back. He did, but he said on the New Day podcast that it's in there, like you can like change a bunch of shit around with that contract.
So if Carmelo wins, he can change his theme song back to the NXT one.
They have to pay for that. It wasn't that a licensed song? That wasn't a
It is a licensed song, yes, but it was an NXT, and that's what if they paid for it before. Why wouldn't they pay for it again?
you know.
That's that. They're not broke. They're not broke. They have money. Oh, we just broke the biggest arena gate for this year. TKO just gave us $16 billion. We got a new Netflix show that's gonna make us another $20 billion. They're not broke. They have money. They have enough money to buy everyone a licensed song. Everybody. Tiffany Stratton should have been coming out to fucking Sabrina Carpenter. Carmelo Hayes should have been coming out to some damn Young Jeezy. Trick Williams, Ben should have had a shirt that says "Whoop That Trick" on it. Hustle and flow.
Al,
Metro Boomin
Capone,
go walking in like he Quincy.
Al Capone owns that trademark, not the owners of Hustle and Flow.
I don't care. Whoever owns it, whoever owns it, give them the money and say thank you, please. I'm supposed to believe Metro Boomin is just Quincy Jones or something. He's just gonna save wrestling themes. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Bring people in there that know how to make wrestling theme songs. I don't want to hear 14 different Drake and Future type beats.
Whoop, whoop.
Fucking, I don't want to hear that shit when fucking Lash Legend comes out or something. I don't want to hear that shit.
Did they change her entrance yet? Has she had a singles match since Metaphor broke up?
I don't know. I highly doubt it though. I'm 99% sure no, but I could be wrong. But
Oh, don't say anything. I had AEW
what?
website over your face. My bad.
Oh,
Fix it.
but nah, man, it's shit, bro. They need people in there who know how to make wrestling theme songs, not people in there trying to rap because I don't want to hear that shit.
Have you
Will Metro make better songs? Yeah, but I don't want to hear that shit.
have you watched what do you want to talk about?
No, I planned on it. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
So what the fuck? So, so yeah, Cody and Brandy sat down and they talked to each other for an hour and 9 minutes. I've been seeing clips. For whatever ungodly reason, Cody decided he wanted to glaze Roman Reigns. It's so random. Um, she doesn't like when he talks about Sabrina Carpenter. So I suggest he like not do that anymore. Also, Cody has a case of flat foot, heavy foot like me, where he just stomps all over the place. These are all things that I learned from clips because I have not watched the entire interview myself. And I just want to understand the concept of these two individuals going to Epic Universe in full formal wear and getting on roller coasters because I still don't understand why Brandy was in a dress getting on roller coasters and why Cody had on a 3-piece suit. So yeah.
He's a dapper man. You gotta stay dapper at all times. You can't be caught out not being dapper.
Okay.
I mean, that's what you know.
After the ceremony and stuff, I would have casually just changed my fucking clothes into some casual wear because again, Brandy had on a dress getting on all these roller coasters. And it was like an off the shoulder dress too. It was really cute. It was green. You gotta see it.
I did. I think they were on some roller coaster. I saw some. I saw one picture.
Yeah.
It took
There's two of them. There's one of them on Stardust Racers, and then there's one of them on Monsters Unchained. The Monsters Unchained photo is a lot more crazy than the Stardust Racers one, and I like my Stardust joke, so I'm gonna say it again. They were on Stardust Racers with Stardust. Like that was so fire. Like that was
That's how great
great.
I asked you. I was like, "What's that ride called again?" I'm probably mad as shit on the ride. Like, oh nah, I'm not getting on this shit.
They said that ride is extremely fast. It's a dueling roller coaster, so there's two different tracks, guys. One's yellow, one's green. And they say that shit is intense and forceful than a motherfucker. And honestly, as pussy as I am when it comes to drops, I'm definitely getting on that roller coaster whenever we decide to go to Universal.
Okay.
Yeah. And my friend works at that roller coaster too, so that makes me even more excited. All right, guys.
True.
Well, that's a lot of wrestling. We talked about a lot of wrestling. We talked about a lot of wrestling. Also TNA put under siege is what is it? Is it under siege? Under siege? They put that in. I don't know if they streamed it, like it was live on YouTube and Twitch, but I watched that entire pay-per-view with my chat on YouTube on Twitch. Like it was crazy. Like they came in my chat, they was like, "Yo, like TNA's like pay-per-view from last night is available," and I was like, "What?" And we watched the whole 3 hours. It's pretty great. Shout out to Kelly too.
And Triple H to go and get the blue ropes that they have and rip them out of the ring, and then put them actively on the ropes for the ring tonight on SmackDown. Before I call someone a very mean name. Thank you very much.
Saturday's belt, the ropes were red, white, and blue.
All right, so he needs to get the blue ones.
It's
Get a
just
set
tape. You know
of
that, right?
how many? Oh, well, okay. I didn't know that, but I thought they were just blue.
No, they're not actual
I
ropes.
don't care how you get them. Put them on the ring. Put them on the ring. Fuck that other shit. Put them on the ring. Nice. fix my theme song, fix my ropes, fix my mat, fix my fucking stage. It's time to start presenting this shit
Bring the fist
like a
back.
wrestling show.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see a fist. Raise your fist. Bow, bow.
My fists are small, but they do pack a
You still
punch.
got a fist though.
Tell them.
Tell them what?
That my fist packs a punch.
She. I was. What? I almost. I stopped myself. I was about to go a totally different way with that joke, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. But I don't know if your fist pack a punch.
Good answer. I'm not abusive.
You've never pressed square on me. I would have pressed triangle immediately. Reverse. Hitting isn't good, yo. Don't be hitting this. That just speared me.
The video's on
Yeah.
our YouTube channel. They've seen it.
Yeah, she speared me. I didn't pull off one move in that entire match. I was getting my ass kicked, and somehow I still won because I'm just the greatest, you know. Who else winning matches and not like doing a move? I'm just, you know. I did give her a Boston Crab though. Boston Crab, I definitely
Not
did
how
that.
that went at all.
It is how it went. You tried to do a backstabber, did not work. Triangle again. Then I locked you in the walls of Laf. Damn near tapped out.
We have a comment
I
on our
stood up
last
anyway. Thank
audio over here on YouTube. And is it filtered?
Oh shit! They call me a bitch.
Oh no. It's just one of my longtime viewers on Twitch that
Good.
says, "What auntie say fuck me for?" Because I did indeed say fuck y'all last week on the podcast.
See, I told you you gotta stop saying that to people.
What?
You gotta stop saying fuck people for no reason. You just said fuck y'all last week, and I was like, why would you say that?
But that's not true. I didn't say
What you mean?
it for no reason. I said we didn't record a podcast while you were in town because we hadn't seen each other since Valentine's Day weekend, and we went and did fun stuff instead. We have a lot of footage from
Yeah.
what we did that day, but we didn't record a fucking podcast because fuck y'all.
See the fuck y'all part. That's what people maybe got offended by. They driving to work, they listen to us, and then they just randomly get a fuck y'all from you, and they're like, "What I do? I'm just going to work." You know what I'm saying?
But our last two
I
episodes
understand.
have been doing fairly well on the YouTube channel. So you guys keep going over there and watching the visuals so you can see us cut a fucking fool. So yeah. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to chop this up. It is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will see you guys at 8 p.m. on my Twitch if you're listening to this on the day that it is uploaded. What the fuck are you gonna be doing tonight, sir?
Oh, we are gonna let Sandy Cheeks know that she's the worst friend of all time. If you want to come on down, it's gonna be a good time. I have a defense. I have everything that I need to fully put Sandy Cheeks in the place where she needs to be, and that is in the column of worst friends in cartoon history, damn near in TV history, if you want to talk about it. But
The
you know what I'm saying?
the worst friends in TV history is Penny Powell's entire clique on fucking Proud Family. Please, they're the fakest people on the face of this earth. Let's not
And Sandy
do
Cheeks.
too much.
And Sandy Cheeks.
Okay.
And I will make sure of that tonight. If you want to slide for Sandy, go ahead, try it. It ain't gonna work well for you. I got mad notes. I'm locked in. I'm ready to rock and roll. If you smell. So
All right, that is it for the Wrasslin Room. You know all of our socials. I did not create us a Twitter page, but I took over an old podcast Twitter page that I had. So updates and stuff like that. Do you want to live tweet the shows weekly? Like we go between each other? No? All right. So no live tweeting of
Hell no.
of the shows on the, but we
Fuck
will
no.
keep you guys updated over there on Twitter. I believe it is Wrasslin Room Pod on Twitter. Y'all know how to spell the damn podcast names. He and I are going to figure out some clothes for us to wear during SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my shit already. I'm here.
I'm dressing you. So yeah,
No, the fuck you ain't. In the words of Sandy Cheeks, no, you ain't. Hell no.
we'll talk to you guys next week. Be there, stay square, and stay out of the squared circle.
We'll be triangular.
All right, bye.